weekend. That means we are being all comfy and cozy. The bed is not made. There is a hockey game tonight, so we're doing a mystical morning just to give y'all as much content of me as you can get. No, just because the reading's going to be looking a little bit different, so I don't know how long the vlog's gonna be. The past two I know have been on the longer side because the warmth of other suns. I've been giving y'all like 10-minute updates because I've been learning so much and want to share that knowledge with y'all. I guess knowledge would be coming from there. But I'm gonna do my mystical morning. I have not done one in a while. I just haven't felt called to do it. We have had the new moon this week, so I have been doing mystical stuff, manifestation, that kind of thing. There's a great TikTok that I shared on my TikTok that I reposted all about things that you can do during this new moon that was in Libra, because we're not in Libra anymore. So I have been doing some things, some things it's just repeating something like 3 times to yourself, being like, my hair is going to be healthy and strong, like just saying that 3 times as you're brushing your hair, because eventually you start to believe stuff and things do start to manifest and happen the more you put it in your head, in my opinion. So this is going to be our card for feelings. What are my feelings going to be like today? Now we're going to get a card for what will my health be like today. Sorry, I'm looking up because I'm not looking at the cards. What will my thoughts be like today? So I don't have anything specific that I'm looking for in the cards today. I'm not trying to stone, I'm only trying to stone the hose right, but there's nothing like too crazy. So for feelings, we have the 6 of Visions. I don't know if y'all remember when we drew this card before, but this means like we're going to be feeling nostalgic today. That's the main one that I think of when I see the 6 of Visions, which does translate to the 6 of Cups, by the way. I'm trying to see if there's some more words that I can give y'all, but as I said, nostalgia, second chances. That's what I think of with the 6 of Visions or the 6 of Cups. It can mean reunions with loved ones, second honeymoons and second chances, lost love returns, old friendships renewed. So to me, I am somebody who loves nostalgia. So to me, this card is a good card. And I mean, look at it. Of course, that's a good one. I love the little owl that is up in the tree up there. Right there. I love that part of the card. And then we had the little animals also in the little boat. And just the little details of the animals on the card, I really like. Now the card for health. What will my health be like today? We have the 7 of Challenges reversed. Now, I'm not really remembering what this card means in the reverse. When it's in, and this is the 7 of Swords, by the way, when it's upright, that can mean you're getting away with something. Manipulative. I don't know how, why are some words so hard to get out? I don't know why that is. Feminine is, I still can't say that, is another one. But yeah, I'm not really sure what the 7 of Challenges in the reverse means. So I'm gonna look that up for y'all. Okay, what does this mean in the reverse? It can mean imposter syndrome, self-deceit, and keeping secrets. So in the health way, I feel like this could be with imposter syndrome, pretending to be that you're feeling okay when you're not, which I have had a history of doing that because I hate complaining. And people will like, okay, when I used to, like y'all know, it like I could have like endometriosis because it runs in my family, and I would, before I was on any kind of medication, I would really struggle with like vomiting, nausea, cramps, and I had my dad, I had teachers and all essentially telling me that it was in my head, that I was pretending. And I'm like, no, why would I pretend this? Like, that's just not me. I'm not somebody who's going to pretend that. I'm not somebody who wants pity. So I don't understand what their logic was for that. But again, I do think a lot of people project. So I do think it can be something like that. But also somebody, if you are drawing this card in the health manner, you could be pretending that you are sick or whatever. But another way is health anxiety, being a hypochondriac. You're like, oh my gosh, something's wrong. But really, it's just, it is in your head. You're jumping to worst case scenario, which again, I have been like speaking of like how we were saying with like menstrual symptoms, where maybe I will feel a pain that's in like my right ovary, but I'm like, oh my gosh, it's my appendix. But I'm like, I have no other symptoms of appendicitis. But that is how I think that card could be in the health matter. So, and again, I am not a doctor. These cards are not meant to tell you medical things and all. This is just for fun. So now we had the card for thoughts. We have, this is one of my favorite cards, the Ace of Boons, but we have him in the reverse. So this is the Ace of Pentacles. So again, this is with our thoughts, and what it can mean is lost opportunity, lack of planning, and foresight. We have gotten this fairly recently, and I do think with today we're doing things quite differently, and that might be kind of chaotic, and maybe this planning's not gonna necessarily go well with what I'm doing, but we're still gonna do it and see how that goes. So let's talk about what the reading plans are for today. So with my like 1 o'clock, my today it's going to be 1 o'clock because I did get to sleep in today, but with where I read just maybe a section or a chapter of a book, when it would be when I read my short stories, you know, but I currently don't have a short story collection that I'm reading. So I'm not going to be able to get to practical magic in the 9 o'clock hour tonight because I am going to be at the hockey game. So I'm going to read that section of practical magic at 1 o'clock, and then at 3 o'clock we will read The Warmth of Other Suns. And that will be all of the reading that will be in the vlog. And then later, when I get home, I will read Barbarian Alien. And that's the reading plans for the day. Great transition. Thank you to the Ace of Boons reversed for leading us into that. I just started having my supper or dinner, whatever you want to call the 4 o'clock meal. I just put it in the crock pot. And I'm just gonna have a snack right now in the 2 o'clock hour. And I got these at Buccees the other day. Oh my gosh, my voice. I know, like my ears, everything, like my ears and my throat have just felt really congested, but not the nose. Besides the point, I was looking at DoorDash the other day and saw that you can get Buccees. No, I wasn't going to do that. I was just seeing what they had, and I saw these on there, but I was like, okay, next time I go to Buccees, I'll just pick them up. And y'all know I went the other day. And these are garlic Parmesan crackers. I saw the ranch ones on there, but at the time when I bought these, I said, ooh, that's the flavor that I'm wanting. But they had a lot of good flavors, so if they're good, you know, we might give it a go. So I'm going to taste test these. No artificial colors or preservatives or flavors. Great snacking is what it says. So garlic Parmesan crackers. They are this size, so this doesn't have a whole lot of seasoning on it. It tastes like the Cheddar Bay biscuits at Red Lobster. But yeah, it's good. So let's do one with, where'd it go? I saw one that had a lot of seasoning on it. Yeah, I like it. It tastes like Red Lobster. That's what it tastes like, so this is gonna be my snack this afternoon. I am back from reading outside. I forgot to record the trees. I record the trees every day just to see the progression of the leaves in the fall time, you know. But I read 28 pages, which was 5% of the book, getting me to 37%. Maybe it was a little less than 5% that I read. But I only had 3 notes. Mainly this section is called Exodus, so it is everybody on their journeys. We have 2 of the characters. I say characters, I guess I should say 2 people. I don't know how you refer to that in nonfiction, but 2 of our people are on trains and 1 is driving. And there was one instance just of showing somebody on a power trip. So we're talking about different people who also left Monroe, Louisiana to go, you know, wherever. So this is going out west. So another boy from Monroe who migrated with his parents to Oakland took an entirely different path. He would go on to become one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Bill Russell was born in Monroe in 1934 and watched his parents suffer one indignity after another. His father once went to a gas station only to be told he would have to wait for the white people to get their gas first. He waited, and when his turn seemed to come, he started to pull off. The owner came up, put a shotgun to his head, and told him he was not to leave until all the white people had been served. Like, why? Like, I don't get it. If you want his money so bad, if that's it, you should have just let him get gas when everybody else was getting gas. And then, yeah, that just really And then another instance with Bill Russell. So as for Russell's mother, a policeman once grabbed her on the street and ordered her to go and take off the suit she was wearing. He said that she had no business dressing like a white woman and that he'd arrest her if he ever saw her like that again. Bill Russell watched his mother sit at the kitchen table in tears over the straits they were in. Like, the lengths that people were going, and I mean, obviously we still see it today. It just blows my mind, this power trip, this superiority that people feel. Like, it's a good thing I can't comprehend it, but like, oh, people. And then, so one of our people, Pershing, but once he goes out to California, he goes by Bob. He's, just starting like a new life for himself. It kind of started in Atlanta. People started calling him Bob, and now that his mother who named him has passed away and all that, he feels like he can kind of start again. So he's going by Bob now, and that's what we'll refer to him as. So Bob is driving from Monroe, Louisiana to Los Angeles. Now, I've driven Monroe to Phoenix, not directly, and obviously he didn't do directly because that's way too long of a drive to do in one day, but that drive, so mind you, I did that drive in 2020. So let's jump back to like the 1940s. Okay, when I did it, there's literally like nothing out there. So I rode Interstate 20. And it seems like he's on the 10 because I don't know if the interstates were there at this time. So he went from Monroe to Houston to visit a friend there, and then is driving from Houston to LA. And it like, okay, so Texas is the South. Black people cannot stay in hotels. That's not allowed. So what you have to do is park at the side of the road, and there's, you have to be really careful. Who are you parking behind? You have to make sure they don't have Confederate flags anywhere. You have to make sure that you don't want to be with a large group of people because, I mean, who knows what they're doing. So it's better just to find, one or two cars at the side of the road of other travelers resting, and that's where you will rest. Or you can take your chances and ask the worker at a gas station, like, hey, can I park here for a little while? And, that means sleep there. And so that, and there's no phones. We don't have cell phones. I mean, even when I was out there, there's barely any cell service. There is nothing in West Texas. It is just oil fields. And a friend from the Dallas area, he was like, there's just highway patrol out there in West Texas. So, but the Texas Pecos Trail came up, so I do want to look up what that is. But when we were talking about Texas, how I told y'all Texas is technically the South, and on the East Coast we've heard about the Mason-Dixon line, and technically DC was below that line, but since it was the Union's capital in the Civil War, I almost said World War, in the Civil War, it kind of became the North. So DC going the one way up the East Coast is where the South ends, and then El Paso going west, which I would have just never thought of. Like, to me, the South ends at Dallas, but obviously as a state, so state laws, but El Paso on that end. And then if you're going up like the Mississippi, Cairo, Illinois, but the Ohio River was that end. And I want to tell y'all the lengths that these train companies were going. Between Alabama and Detroit, the dividing line was the Ohio River, as it had been during slavery, where once across it, blacks were free if they could only if they only could manage to get there. Between Mississippi and Chicago, Jim Crow went out of effect in Cairo, Illinois, at the southern tip of the state. For a time in the 1920s, the ride to Chicago was interrupted after the train crossed the Ohio River into Cairo, as if the train were passing from Poland into the old Soviet Union during the Cold War. Once over the river and officially in the north, the colored cars had to be removed in a noisy and cumbersome uncoupling, and the integrated cars attached in their place to adhere to the laws of Illinois. Colored passengers had to move, wait, reshuffle themselves, and haul their bags to the newly attached integrated cars. Going south, the ritual was reversed. The railroad men now had to reattach the colored-only cars and remove the integrated cars in a clamorous ordeal to meet the laws of Kentucky. Colored passengers had to gather up their things and take their second-class seats, reminded in that instance that they were now re-entering the South. Such was the protocol of a border crossing. Like, oh my gosh, literally, just these links, it's crazy to me. Oh, so that is all for my reading today that will be featured in the vlog. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you made it all the way through, leave a sun emoji in the comments below. And as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.